Welcome once again to the gift that keeps on giving. I am your boy, your man, D-Ruck, aka The Weatherman. And once again, this is The Weather Report. I am ESPN's favorite sports blogger. They just don't know it yet. So I'm asking you to join me on this journey as I talk about facts, opinions, and everything under the sun. And we hit a few topics up. And maybe you'll learn something. And hey, maybe you can teach me a thing or two. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Coach K, Duke Blue Devils, congratulations. 903 wins. The Weather Report salutes you. All right, one of the best head coach of all time when it comes to college basketball, and probably of all time, just sports in general. All right, what a record. The man has outlasted, he's outcoached, he's outwitted, he's outplayed a lot of great coaches. Bobby Knight, Rudolph Rupp, Dean Smith, North Carolina. Man is a legend. All right, he's gonna go down as one of the best of all time, the best to ever do it. Like I said, we salute you here at the Weather Report, and many, many more wins to come, hopefully. Next topic, Jerry Sandusky. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing about this story. I'm tired of talking about this story. I'm tired of all things Penn State at this point. However, I caught the interview with Bob Costas the other night. My first thought, my initial impression of it was he came off even more guilty than he was before. All right, I don't know how his lawyer decided to even allow this man to get on camera and talk about, the things he talked about. But I have 3 children. I have never, ever taken a shower and horsed around in the shower with my children. I don't see how a grown man can do it with a 10-year-old that's not related to him at all and think it's okay. All right, I'm not saying he's guilty, because in this country you are innocent until proven guilty. However, it doesn't look good for him. Side note, McQuarrie, the assistant coach who witnessed the alleged act in the shower, who it's come out now that he stopped it, allegedly, of course, because if this incident didn't happen, he couldn't have stopped anything. But I'll say this, something I've told everyone who's listened previously, there's many, many, many more details to come out about the story. I'm going to hold my initial thought, my real reactions until I find out the entire story. But I've read the grand jury transcripts. I've heard the reports. Right now it's not looking good for Jerry Sandusky or Penn State in general. Let's just wait till the facts come out before we pass any more judgment, though. I just grant me that. Next topic, NBA, which stands for no basketball anytime soon, obviously, because we can't get grown men to sit down in a room long enough to come to an agreement on what's right for the sport. I'm not talking about what's right for players or the owners in general. I'm talking about the good of the game. Whether we like it or not, or whether we want to face it and admit it or not, the NBA, basketball as a whole, is a global sport. From California to Florida, from Germany to Japan, people play this sport around the entire globe, okay? And the fact that these grown individuals, they call themselves grown, act like it, but they can't get in a room and agree on a deal that is beneficial to the game. Okay, take yourself out of the equation long enough to do what's right for the game. All right, I read the details of what the owner's last proposal was. I know I'm not an NBA player, but I didn't see anything wrong with that proposal. I will tell you this, though. I will tell you what the problem was. Where the problem started was the players who received initially 57% of the BRI, basketball-related income. Their biggest mistake was bending at the beginning to even give the idea that they would accept 53, 52, 51, 50% of the BRI. Once they showed that they were willing to give, the owners decided that they were going to take. Okay? If the players knew that they weren't willing to bend, they should have never agreed to go below 55% of the BRI. They messed up there. The owners saw it as a weakness. They tried to take advantage of it. Now we are where we are. Players, owners, please get it together. We as fans just want a season, okay? That's all we want. We love the game. We love watching Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, LeBron James choking in the fourth quarter, Dwayne Wade. We love all those players. We just want to see them on the court. If you guys can't agree on something, you're going to lose a lot more than just dollars. You're going to lose fans, and you're not going to be able to get those fans back. You don't have to believe me, but trust me, it's going to happen. Next topic. We here at the Weather Report have decided to come up with a couple of awards on a weekly basis. The first award is going to be the Thunder but no Lightning award. That goes to that player, team, individual in sports who brings it with his mouth, who brings it with the noise, but delivers nothing. AKA full of sound of fury, signifying nothing. All right. That award this week goes to, drum roll please, the Philadelphia Eagles. Yep, the Eagles. The dream team. Vince Young, take your dominant hand, raise it real high, slap yourself right now for even coming up with that phrase because you cursed your team from the beginning. All right. You guys have done absolutely nothing this season to elicit the dream team moniker. All right, at least the Miami Heat made it to the NBA Finals. You guys at this point would be lucky to even make it to the NFL playoffs. Disgraceful. All right. My biggest problem with the Philadelphia Eagles, honestly speaking, I know I predicted them to win the NFC East at the beginning of the season. However, I think the biggest problem was they assembled a lot of talent. Granted, they have talent in just about every skill position on the field. However, it was a short off season. Didn't have a lot of time to gel. By the time the defense has gelled, which it really is right about now, I know they lost this past week to Arizona Cardinals. However, the defense played well. The offense just didn't keep up their end of the bargain. All right. So the defense gelled, but it's, week 8, week 9. Come on. Offense, you got to pick it up. It might be too little too late, but congratulations. You are the winner of the first ever Thunder but no Lightning award. Next award is for that individual, player, coach, whatever, that brings it to the field, to the court, to the mat. I'm going to call it the Making It Rain Award. See how that works? Thunder, no Lightning, Making It Rain, Weather Report. It all comes together. See how that works? The Making It Rain Award goes to, drum roll please, Junior Dos Santos, all right? UFC heavyweight champion, newly crowned, knocked out Cain Velasquez in 64 seconds. Put UFC on the map, being on Fox TV, the world saw that the UFC delivers. Unlike boxing, they deliver a clear-cut winner in every match, all right? Boxing, you might want to take a page out of the book and stop paying your judges to come up with weak decisions. Manny Pacquiao, all right? Congratulations to Junior Dos Santos on winning the UFC heavyweight title and on being the first ever Making It Rain award winner for the Weather Report. Next topic, Matt Schaub out for the season, Houston Texans. It's funny because Sunday night, I really thought to myself, I was like, you know what? The dark horse in the AFC playoff race is the Houston Texans. The team that nobody's talking about, 7-3, kind of under the radar. They're not the Baltimore Ravens, they're not the Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots, New York Jets. But Texans have done nothing but gone out there and win. They're going to win their division, even with Matt Leinart starting, and we'll talk about him in a second. But they're going to win their division. How far they go now depends on the shoulders and the left arm of Matt Leinart. I had somebody ask me, so what do you think about Matt Leinart? What do you think he's going to do with the Houston Texans? I'm not completely down on Matt Leinart, honestly speaking. I think he got a bad rap in Arizona. I don't think he was, received a fair opportunity. They didn't have a running game in Arizona, okay? Houston Texans have, we can argue, the best running game outside of Tim Tebow and Denver Broncos, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to him next, Weather Report. I'm not going there right now. But outside of Denver and, their Nebraska-style offense, they have the best running game in the NFL, all right? They got Ben Tate, Arian Foster. Both running backs can rip off 200 yards a game, okay? All Matt Leinart has to do, honestly, is maintain the game, okay? I know in Arizona he had Anquan Bolden, he had Larry Fitzgerald, 2 studs at the wide receiver position. But in Houston, he's going to have a returning healthy Andre Johnson, who's a beast in his own right. As long as they keep the running game going and the offensive line continues to block, Matt Leinart might be able to just, manage the game long enough to get them into playoff. Do I think they'll, make it to the Super Bowl? No, but I didn't think they were going to do that with Matt Schaub. I'll give you my Super Bowl picks as we go down the line. I'm not going to spoil that right now. It's too early. But I think Houston will no doubt make the playoffs. 1, maybe 2 seed. And then, we'll talk about it from there later on. But don't be so down on Matt Leinart just yet. All right. Another injury I want to talk about, Ben Roethlisberger. Fractured right thumb. He has to learn how to manage that. It's on his throwing hand. Anybody who's ever thrown a football, gripped a football, knows that you need that thumb. All right. It's one of the things that help guide the football, keeps the spiral tight. I don't know how he's going to manage it. I have faith that they'll be able to wrap it up long enough, keep it in a splint, whatever they're going to do to be able to, get him where he needs to be effective. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. They're going to be dominant. They're going to impose their will on the opposing teams. They'll make the playoffs. However, I feel like it's worth watching to see how he handles that injury and whether or not it affects, negatively his play on the field. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. If it does, be on the lookout for that. Because in the AFC, everybody's tight. Nobody's a clear-cut, out there thoroughbred taking off with the division crown or the conference crown. So, every game is important. Be on the lookout. Just kind of pay attention to see how he manages that. And, honestly, that's it. That's all I have for today. Next time, we'll talk about, like I said earlier, Tim Tebow, the NFL. We'll throw in some college football in there as well. I try to keep everything, talked about, keep everything as topics. Every sport gets represented here on the Weather Report. Real quick, special shout out to the San Francisco 49ers, the runner-up to the Making It Rain Award for their 27-20 victory over the New York Giants, establishing the clear number 2 seed in the NFC at this point. Team to be reckoned with. Also, a melancholy shout out to the Atlanta Falcons on being the runner-up to the Thunder No Lightning Award, because going forward on 4th and inches on your own 29 in overtime is a ridiculous play. Mike Smith, do like Vince Young, take your dominant hand, pick it up real high, and slap yourself across the face, because it's a dumb move. You showed you had no confidence in your defense, and that's pathetic. How's your defense going to look you in the eye when you tell them you have confidence in them, when you didn't even have the confidence to think they can stop the New Orleans Saints to get the ball back? Not a good play at all, just my opinion. But once again, I'm just ESPN's favorite blogger. They just don't know it yet. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting me. Twitter, go find me. Facebook, I'm out there. Website, I'm everywhere. Alright, I'm not going away anytime soon. Skip Bayless, I'm still watching you. I'm still gonna find you one of these days. We still gonna have our debate on ESPN. But until then, keep finding me here on YouTube, and I'm out.